Imagine you are out on the road and suddenly a group of bikers with matching jackets roar past you on their massive motorcycles. If it's your first experience, it could be shocking and you may be a little frightened. Well, there is a chance you just met one of the most dangerous one-percenter motorcycle clubs in the world. Come with us as we introduce you to 15 most dangerous motorcycle clubs in the world. Number 15. The Pissed Off Bastards of Bloomington Motorcycle Club. If the club's name is merely the Pissed Off, one would believe they only have anger issues. But with the bastard to go with it, huh? The Pissed Off Bastards of Bloomington Motorcycle Club, known as the Po Bob MC for short, is one of the oldest motorcycle clubs ever created. The club was established in 1945 in Bloomington, a small town near San Bernardino, California. It was founded by 11 veterans after World War II. Initially, the club was created for adventure just like law-abiding riders. But who would believe a pissed-off bastard biker to be law-abiding? The pissed-off bikers wear a 3-part back patch printed on their black leather jackets so its members can easily be identified. While there may be variation in numbers on these jackets, certain elements remain constant. For instance, all members' jackets have what is called a top rocker. This top rocker is the text at the top of the patch that shows the club's name, Po Bob. At the center of this patch is the skull, wearing a red bomber hat and a Confederate flag in each of its eye sockets. The third part of the patch is printed MC, which stands for Motorcycle Club. Many members of this club also have a bottom rocker which shows the state of origin of the patch holder. So, the red in all their printed texts and logo are symbolic. For instance, the red means sacrifice made by club members, while the blue symbolizes loyalty. Aside from their charming insignias, the club history has a lot to tell about their notorious acts. The most renowned of the terrors occurred in 1947 in an event called the Hollister. This event was organized by the American Motorcycle Association, of course, with good intentions. The Hollister event was a sanctioned motorcycle rally for virtually all motorcycle clubs to participate. Unfortunately, more than the expected numbers of motorcyclists flooded the small town of California to watch the annual rallies. That is, 1,000 bikers were expected while 4,000 bikers turned up. So, from its attendance, the event was already doomed. In the heat of the event, a commotion started between bikers. This commotion led to what is called the Hollister riot, and it was further sensationalized by the press with reports of bikers taking over the town. Some bikers fell into drunken brawling, street racing, and fighting. One jaw-dropping image was the photo of a drunken man sitting on a motorcycle, possibly staged by the photographer. The surroundings of this drunk biker was littered with discarded beer bottles. Though no residents of the community were harmed from the rally, the stunts and fights between motorcycle club members gave rise to the outlaw biker image. The American Motorcycle Association, who was unfortunate for staging the event in first place, stated that 99% of motorcyclists were law-abiding citizens, while the remaining 1% were not law-abiding, including the pissed-off motorcycle club. This event led to the one-percenter design many bikers use today. Today, the Pissed Off Motorcycle Club is still at large, expanding in different parts of the United States. The only thing that changed in the club is the name. The club now goes by the name Pissed Off Bastards of Purdue Motorcycle Club. Though the name is different, what makes the club dangerous remains. Number 14. The Blue Angels. The blue color is associated with freedom, while the angels are associated with heaven or guardians. Combining these two words, blue and angels, we have the Blue Angels. Mind you, this motorcycle club is far more dangerous than one can imagine. Founded in the Maryhill area of Glasgow in 1963 by Alan Morrison and Billy Stone Gordon, the Blue Angels Motorcycle Club is the oldest outlaw biker club in Europe. The name Blue Angels has long been associated with mystique and intrigue. It is claimed that the blue in their name represents bastards, lunatics, undesirables, and eccentrics. One of the best ways to identify the Blue Angels is with their unique patches. On their jacket, they have this patch showing a skull covered with a German helmet, with yellow wings on each side. This logo portrays a vivid symbol of their unique brotherhood and a kind of don't mess with us mindset. The club is so revered, and this has made it one of the most feared biker gang clubs on the street. Aside from having a formidable presence in the United Kingdom, the Blue Angels also have additional 6 chapters scattered across Europe and several of its chapters in England. But as you must have anticipated, like any other outlaw bikers, the Blue Angels have had heated battles with other motorcycle clubs. One was in their clash with a motorcycle club known as the Nomads. In this clash, about 19 members of the rival gang were hospitalized and 2 Blue Angels bikers were shot dead. With their high records of violence, they were named as a criminal motorcycle club. Being on the wrong side of the law has only made the club grow stronger in illegalities. Blue Angels bikers now flex their muscles in hostage-taking, possession of weapons, car theft, and hit-and-run, among others. And shockingly, the club boasts of 12 chapters in Scotland, 6 in northern England, 9 in Belgium, and 5 in Spain, with an estimated membership of over 1,000 spanning across different parts of the world. The Blue Angels ride as a collective force, challenging authority and embracing their rebellious spirit. Number 13. Headhunters. Among the numerous biker clubs in the world, Headhunters is a name that instills fear and commands respect. Founded in 1967, the Headhunters Motorcycle Club was formed within the vibrant East Auckland city of Glen Innes. See, there is something quite bizarre about this club, though. Unlike any other outlaw bikers, the Headhunters do not believe in a large group of members. Instead, they prefer to operate in small numbers of about 30 patched members. These 30 bikers are often referred to as the elite gang. Despite their numbers, these men are considered one of the most dangerous organized criminals in New Zealand. They control the West Auckland crime scene. They are likewise responsible for the distribution of methamphetamine. Again, they organize theft, and they are pretty good at it. All their operations are well organized and monitored, as in they have to give direct reports to their central headquarters in Ellerslie, New Zealand. In the leadership caucus, there is a president who is the oldest and influential member of the club. The club also has a position for the most senior members and ordinary members. These members carried out different assignments. The differentiation in status depends on how long a member has been in the club and, of course, its achievement. Beyond this, the Headhunters also have a strong backing from their allies. These allies include Nomads and Filthy Few. Number 12. The Vos Motorcycle Club. The Vos Motorcycle Club is another one-percenter motorcycle club that makes our list as one of the most dangerous out there. This club was founded in the late 1960s in San Bernardino, California. Like other outlaw motorcycle clubs, the Vos Motorcycle Club had its own special patches and colors. The club is easily identified with its green and black colors. With these colors, the Vos Motorcycle Club has made its presence felt in southwestern United States, including California, Nevada, Arizona, and Mexico. The club's insignia shows Loki, the Norse god of mischief, painted in red and riding a motorcycle. And honestly, they've caused mischief to their rivals, particularly with the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club. In 2001, the Vos Motorcycle Club and the Hells Angels went head-to-head in a bloody feud in Costa Mesa, California. This clash of the titans caused quite a scary sight. That wasn't all. In 2010, another brawl broke out in a Starbucks in Santa Cruz. This altercation turned into a shootout in Chino Valley, which caused a series of drive-by shootings by members of the Hells Angels and the Vos Motorcycle Clubs. Although the battle has dropped off a little, it has resulted in ongoing tensions between the groups and has turned the Vagos against the working system of the society. Beyond clashes with rivals, the Vos Motorcycle Club members have fallen on the wrong side of the law. This has led to charges and arrests of the club's gangs for several reasons, ranging from charges of first-degree burglary, second-degree robbery, coercion and second-degree kidnapping, possession of firearm, and running of methamphetamine lab. Arrests like these ought to make the club shun crimes, however. It has only turned the Vagos members to be more ruthless than ever. Despite police surveillance, the club has remained stronger. In recent times, it has expanded to places like Sweden and Australia. Today, there are over 4,000 fully patched members of the club. These are men that were once jailed, and yet, they are not stopping. The Vagos members' code of secrecy and strong affiliations with the club has carved out an unbreakable bond and an unrelenting spirit. Number 11. Rebels Motorcycle Club. When you hear the word rebel, what comes to mind? Danger, isn't it? Exactly. This is why Rebels Motorcycle Club and Outlaw Motorcycle Club has garnered a notorious reputation as one of the most dangerous and formidable biker organizations in Australia. With a history dating back to 1969, the club was formed by Clint Jacks in Brisbane, Queensland. The club adopts the iconic insignia featuring a Confederate flag with a cap-wearing skull and a 1%er patch at its core. The Rebels boasts of an extensive network of approximately 70 chapters and over 1,000 members and associates across the nation, solidifying its position as the largest club in Australia. With its members' alleged involvements in criminal activities, this is no doubt a danger zone. In fact, their crimes hit home with the Australian government and law enforcement authorities, which made the club to be classified the Rebels as a criminal organization. During a police operation at Rebels clubhouses in 2009, the authorities were met with shocking discoveries. They found a massive stockpile of drugs, including methamphetamine, heroin, and cocaine. In addition to these, firearms, stolen goods, and stolen vehicles were also found at the scene. This led to the arrest of several members of the club. These activities have undoubtedly contributed to the perception of the Rebels as a highly dangerous motorcycle club, fueling concerns over public safety and national security. Despite official classifications, the Rebels Motorcycle Club has consistently maintained its identity as a group of motorcycle enthusiasts, rather than self-professed gangsters. This stance has led to a persistent confusion between the club's public image and the reality perceived by authorities. The Rebels defend their brotherhood ethos, emphasizing camaraderie among members and their shared passion for motorcycles as the core pillars of their existence. While many members may indeed share a genuine love for motorcycles and camaraderie, the club's shadowy associations and alleged criminal involvement cannot be ignored, painting a complex and intriguing picture of an organization that straddles the line between motorcycle enthusiasts and outlaw bikers. Number 10. The Rock Machine. Among gruesome motorcycle clubs and one that inflicts fear in the heart of other bikers, the Rock Machine Motorcycle Club stands out. In Rock Machine's early days, the club adopted the use of a rare ring as a means of identifying its members. The club's name was carefully imprinted on the ring, giving the club a more professional outlook than any other outlaw bikers clubs. After a while, the club discarded the ring and blended in with other motorcycle clubs by incorporating the jacket with logo symbols we are familiar with. The simplicity of their design can be deceiving, but far from it. The Rock Machine is an international outlaw motorcycle club, though it was only founded in Montreal, Quebec, Canada in 1986. In Canada alone, the Rock Machine has over 21 chapters and spreads across 7 provinces. The club has about 11 chapters in the United States. Also, they control about 11 other chapters in Australia. This cross-country achievement and influence makes the club the largest Canadian outlaw motorcycle club. All these expansions would not have been possible without the club's notorious founders, Salvatore Casetta and his brother Giovanni Casetta. Salvatore Casetta was a narcotics trafficker and also had a deep tie with the Rizzuto crime family. This family is an organized crime family based in Montreal, Canada, and their criminal activities cover most of southern Quebec and Ontario. Salvatore and Giovanni were formerly members of the Hells Angel, and the two of them left the Hells Angels due to a misunderstanding within the club. So they decided to create the Rock Machine. To be one of the most dangerous biker gangs, the club had to form alliances with a number of other gangs, including the Executioners Motorcycle Club and the Pacific Rebels Motorcycle Club. Following their strong backups and allies, the result was the unforgettable Quebec Biker War. This war lasted from 1994 to 2002. The Quebec Biker War was a heated battle between the Quebec branch of the Hells Angels and the Rock Machine. In the war, 84 bombs were detonated, which resulted in the death of 162 people. Aside from biker deaths, civilians were also hit by this tragedy. It was confirmed that an 11-year-old boy was killed by shrapnel from one of the bombs. What a tragedy indeed. The Rock Machine Motorcycle Club has no regard for public safety, and this makes them one of the most dangerous biker gangs to avoid. Number 9. The Loners Motorcycle Club. The Loners Motorcycle Club was founded in Ontario, Canada, in 1979 by two prominent Italian-Canadian bikers, Frank Lenti and Gennaro Rosso. They were both members of the Satan's Choice Motorcycle Club in the early 1970s. Since the creation of the Loners Motorcycle Club, its members have grown to more than 1,000 and are still counting. And the club chapters expanded to different parts of the world. The Loners have a more elaborate insignia. The patch centers on a half-wolf, half-horned skull creature with a sign of blood dripping from its mouth. At the front rocker is the club's name, and at the side, we have MC, which means Motorcycle Club. At the bottom rocker is the name that tells the location of their chapters, while others simply wear a bottom rocker that says Forever. Officially, the Loners Motorcycle Club claims to be simply a group of motorcycle enthusiasts, and any of its members involved in violent activity will immediately be removed. However, a quick look at the gang's history of crime reveals a very different story. In fact, the Loners have been involved in numerous biker wars. A notable one was their war against the Satan's Choice Motorcycle Club. Initially, the war started between Loners and the Diablos Motorcycle Club in the summer of 1995. As the Diablos were overpowered, they summoned the Satan's Choice bikers for help. On July 18th of the same year, a Diablo threw a homemade bomb at a tow truck owned by Loners. This eventually led to the death of a Loner member. In retaliation, a Loner shot two Diablos, and these two sustained serious injuries. Beyond the use of bombs and firearms, the clash escalated to the use of military rockets. 2 years after the war, the Loners splitted into two factions, one of which ended up joining the Hells Angels. The other faction retained the name Loners and struck up a deal with the Outlaw Motorcycle Club. This new alliance led Loners to their next conflict, the Ontario Biker War. Though this was not as chaotic as their clash with the Satan's Choice Motorcycle Club, the Ontario Biker War left at least 3 people dead and many bikers seriously injured. This led to the arrests of all bikers clubs involved, including the Loners Motorcycle Club. Need more explanation as to why this club is dangerous? Number 8. The Pagan Motorcycle Club. The Pagan's Motorcycle Club, shrouded in a mystique of rebellion and defiance, was founded in 1957 by Lou Dobkin in Maryland, United States. It quickly gained notoriety, attracting loyal outlaw motorcyclists seeking camaraderie and a sense of belonging. Beneath their image as free-spirited rebels, the Pagans have been embroiled in violent clashes with rival biker gangs. Their brutal encounters with groups like the Hells Angels and the Outlaws Motorcycle Club have left a trail of bloodshed and enmity across the country. These turf wars over territory and control have escalated into deadly confrontations, perpetuating the belief that the Pagans are a force to be feared. Beyond their fierce rivalry, the Pagans have also been linked to various criminal activities. From drug trafficking to illegal weapons trade, their involvement in organized crime has further cemented their reputation as a dangerous group. Operating with a strict code of secrecy and loyalty, the Pagans have managed to maintain a formidable criminal community that has evaded law enforcement for decades. The dangers they pose are not limited to their rivals. The communities in which they establish their bases also suffer from their presence. The club's influence often extends into local criminal activities, creating an atmosphere of fear and intimidation. Residents often find themselves living under the shadow of the Pagans, wary of getting caught in the crossfire of their ongoing feuds. Number 7. The Outlaw Motorcycle Club. Established amidst the smoky ambiance of Matilda's Bar on Old Route 66 in McCook, Illinois, the Outlaws Motorcycle Club emerged in 1935 as a symbol of rebellion and nonconformity. Covered in their legendary black and white colored jackets, their defiant mantra, "God forgives, outlaws don't," resonates with their unwavering commitment to the club's values. The skull and cross pistons in their emblem embody a relentless spirit, a fierce pursuit of freedom, and a fearlessness that defines the outlaw way of life. Historically, the Outlaws are infamous for their clashes with rival biker gangs and reputed as one of the most influential and feared organizations on the planet. Most of their conflicts with rivals come in the form of territorial conflict and control of narcotics operations. These activities and frictions have resulted in a trail of death from stabbings and car bombings. Their violence made them one of the dreaded Big Four. The Big Four is a terminology used by law enforcement in the United States to mark out the most dangerous motorcycle clubs they have encountered. These four are the Hells Angels, the Bandidos, the Pagans, and the Outlaws. Their lawless fame has attracted global attention, with law enforcement agencies from different parts of the world scrutinizing their activities. The fallout from these investigations has led to the incarceration of numerous prominent members and leaders on charges of racketeering, assault, drug distribution, and other crimes. Globally, the Outlaws Motorcycle Club has membership of over 5,000 with 400 chapters in more than 41 countries. This outrageous growth makes them one of the largest, notorious, and feared biker gangs. Number 6. Bandido's Motorcycle Club. The Bandido's Motorcycle Club was formerly known as the Bandido Nation. It was formed in 1966 at San Leon, Texas. Despite starting its operation with just 100 bikers, the club has shown a great potential for expansion. And currently, its estimated membership is between 2,000 to 2,500. Additionally, Bandidos are based in more than 22 countries worldwide, which has made the club one of the largest. That might sound amazing, but let's look at the club's founder. This is Donald Eugene Chambers, the man behind the success of the club. Donald was an American Marine, an outlaw biker, and a gangster. Talking about being dangerous. In 1972, Donald was convicted of murdering 2 drug dealers. What a man! He was said to have named the club after his adored Mexican bandits who lived by their own rules. His plan was to create a motorcycle club with people who live by their own rules and standards. The club's distinguishing symbol is a proof of that. It looks like nothing we've seen from other bikers' clubs. The patch consists of a caricature of a Mexican bandit wearing a sombrero and holding a sword in one hand and a pistol in the other. The weapons in both hands are a clear sign that bandidos are not to be messed with. As a matter of fact, their slogan, which reads, "We are the people our parents warned us about," says a lot more about their notorious lifestyles. Talking about organs of authorities, Bandido's illicit activities are well coordinated from the top. At the top is the international president, known as El Presidente, who has authority over every club chapter. The state chapters are controlled by the state or regional officers. At the national level, Bandidos are governed by regional vice presidents and a national president. Typically, all chapters are involved in organized crime activity, such as drug dealing, arms trafficking, extortion, money laundering, and hostage-keeping. The Bandidos Motorcycle Club's rich history, marked by their thunderous clashes with rival gangs and relentless pursuit by law enforcement, attests to their undeniable strength and technicalities. Now, it's time for today's subscriber's pick. These men in their motorcycle club jackets exude an intimidating aura that could send shivers through one's spine. But looking beyond their jackets, their faces, and their presence speaks volumes of danger and power. The point is, it's a bit hard to identify which biker gang they belong to, but one thing is certain. They embody the essence of one of the most dangerous biker gangs in the world. What are your thoughts on this chilling sight? Can you identify the motorcycle club they belong to with these little details? Have you ever come in contact with one of these clubs driving past you? Continue watching as we unfold more for you. Number 5. Warlocks Motorcycle Club. Warlocks Motorcycle Club is a one-percenter bikers club, which means it's a notorious club that goes against societal norms. It was founded in 1967 by ex-naval servicemen led by Tom Grubb Freeland. When it was initially created, its sole aim was to embrace brotherhood and a free-spirited lifestyle. Despite these good intentions, embracing a fearsome insignia has made Warlocks no different from other notorious bikers. The club's patch depicts a mythical phoenix rising from the flames. This emblem represents their resilience and ability to rise stronger from any adversities they face. Like taking off from fire, you know. The phoenix symbolizes the club's unwavering commitment to endure and overcome challenges, reinforcing their determination to remain a dominant force within the motorcycle community. While the club has been known to promote camaraderie and loyalty among its members, it has also been entangled in a dark web of criminal activities. Drug trafficking has been one of their most significant illegal endeavors, involving the distribution and sale of illicit substances. This illicit trade has often led to violent confrontations with rival gangs, escalating tensions in the outlaw biker world. The Warlocks have also been implicated in other criminal pursuits, such as extortion, weapons trafficking, and involvement in organized crime networks. Their brazen nature and reputation for ruthlessness have led law enforcement agencies to keep a close watch on their activities, attempting to curb their influence and dismantling their criminal operations. Despite the surveillance and multiple arrests the club had suffered, over the years the Warlocks have expanded to different parts of the world, and as it stands, they boast of about 3,000 members. These men are made for violence and should be avoided by all possible means. Number 4. The Highwaymen. Honestly, the Highwaymen Motorcycle Club isn't so great when it comes to member size, as in the club, members are less than 400. But there is one thing you should know. Numbers have nothing to do with being dangerous. Despite their relatively small size compared to other notorious biker clubs like the Outlaws, the Highwaymen Motorcycle Club has earned a reputation for disturbing the peace, especially in Detroit. Founded in the 1954, this club has long been at the center of numerous large-scale investigations that have exposed their involvement in a web of criminal activities. The gang's leader and founder, R.F. Nagy, nicknamed Scarface, was handed a staggering 37 years sentence for drug dealings and firearms. After his arrest, the club then moved from committing petty crimes like robbery to organized crimes. These were in the form of drug trafficking, extortion, and violent clashes with rivals. Their criminal exploits have cast a dark shadow over Detroit's streets. Their fearlessness in engaging in illegal activities and their willingness to resort to violence have made them a force to be reckoned with. Moreover, the Highwaymen's deep-rooted presence in Detroit has enabled them to establish a web of connections, making it challenging for law enforcement to dismantle their criminal operations fully. The club's tight-knit brotherhood and code of silence further impede efforts to bring them to justice. Number 3. Black Pistons Motorcycle Club. The Black Pistons was established in Neuwied, Germany in the year 2001. Well, since that time, the club has become a transnational organization expanding rapidly throughout the United States and Canada, including Belgium, Russia, and Asia. Black Pistons consists of less than 600 motorcycle enthusiasts. These men were created as an official support team for the Outlaws Motorcycle Club. As a support team, the Black Pistons serve as a recruitment source for prospective Outlaws members. Aside from recruiting new members for the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, the Black Pistons also engage in a lot of other duties. Like they take up dirty jobs that the Outlaws Motorcycle Club won't like to touch. These jobs include the distribution of methamphetamine. Also, the Black Pistons also involve themselves in violent crimes instead of the Outlaws. This support team is involved in crimes across countries, especially a drug distribution in Georgia, a barroom beatdown in Michigan, and a grisly dismemberment in Illinois. Beside being the team doing the dirty jobs, the Black Pistons also partnered with the Outlaws Motorcycle Club to fight off some rivals. This makes the Black Pistons enemies with larger outlaw motorcycle clubs who are against the Outlaw Motorcycle Club, like the Mongols, the Bandidos, Pagans, and the Highwaymen. While the Black Pistons may be smaller in size compared to other infamous biker clubs, their impact in the realms of biker gangs goes beyond minor. With a history marked by criminality, large-scale investigations, and significant arrests, they have proven to be one of the most dangerous biker clubs. Number 2. Kasac Motorcycle Club. The Kasac Motorcycle Club was inspired by Russian Cossack horsemen. These horsemen were feared mounted warriors in voluntary service to Russian monarchs during the time of the Soviet Union. Unlike the Russian Cossacks who rode on horse, the Cossacks Motorcycle Club operate with bikes. The club was founded in 1969 in Texas by Earl Swift and some other 6 riders. Since its birth, the Cossack have embraced the symbols of other one-percenter motorcycle clubs. The symbol is beautifully calligraphed with a golden hue on the club's jacket, giving it a regal touch. Unlike other outlaw bikers, the Cossacks have lesser affiliations with drug dealings. But when it comes to chaos, they don't run from it. For almost 2 years and running, the Kasac Motorcycle Club have had a long grudge and rivalry with the Bandidos. This grudge saw 2 Cossack members stabbed and 3 Bandidos beaten with chains. But those encounters didn't stir the internet like that of 2015. This year marked the WAC Twin Peak Rally in Texas. Outlaw gangs from different chapters and clubs were present. And of course, Kasac and Bandidos were also in attendance as well. Due to the two clubs' long grudge and previous bloody attacks, the rally turned to a bloodbath. This tragedy led to the death of 9 bikers, and 18 others were brutally injured. Similarly, a record number of 177 bikers were arrested. This event led to the branding of the Kasacs as outlaws, a label that they still have not shed completely to this day. Number 1. Sons of Silence Motorcycle Club. Don't even think you've seen all the dangerous outlaw motorcycle clubs, because there is still one left, the Sons of Silence. This club was founded in Niwot, Colorado in 1996 by Bruce Richardson, an American notorious biker. The Sons of Silence is an international motorcycle club with over 600 members. At one time, this club was rated as the 6th largest biker gang in the United States. The Sons of Silence goes beyond their numerical success. As a 1%er club, the club is recognized by the United States Department of Justice as a criminal organization. They are involved in numerous criminal activities, including murder, assault, drug trafficking, and money laundering. The club is also infamous for their rival wars and clashes. In fact, they have a special way they go about this. They have a provocative patch carrying a skull and crossbones. This design is intended to provoke outrage and make fools of people outside the club. Other acts like this have led the club to chaotic encounters with river gangs. The Sons of Silence outlaw bikers stand as a testament to the power of brotherhood and defiance. From their humble beginnings in Colorado to their global presence, they have carved a path of rebellion and camaraderie. We hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next one.